Let's now go to another state that sprung a surprise, in fact is the bastion of the BJP party. Uttar Pradesh, the state with the highest number of Lok Sabha seats, is proving a big upset for the Bharatiya Janata Party. The most populated state of the country, which has proved to be BJP's big bastion in the past two general elections, is becoming a major problem for them. With 80 Lok Sabha seats, Uttar Pradesh is currently witnessing a neck-and-neck battle between the NDA and India bloc, which comprises of Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party and Rahul Gandhi-led Congress. Prime Minister Narendra Modi may have won from the temple town of Varanasi, his bastion, but his victory margin stands at about 1,50,000 votes, which is much below his 2019 margin that was over 4,79,000 votes, close to 5 lakhs actually. But trouble clouds loom over other candidates fighting from various UP constituencies. At least 4 union ministers fighting from various constituencies in the states are trailing. Proving as one of the biggest upsets for the party is Union Minister Smriti Irani, BJP's 2019 giant killer who defeated Rahul Gandhi in Amethi. She is poised to lose to Congress party's Kishori Lal Sharma, and this is one battle which is extremely important and was seen to be important because, remember, Smriti Irani had thrown a lot of flack against Rahul Gandhi for not contesting from this very seat of Amethi in Uttar Pradesh, because Rahul Gandhi, remember, lost to Smriti Irani for 2 consecutive elections, that was in 2014 and 2019. All right, now it is interesting to also note how Priyanka Gandhi led the campaign for Sharma in Amethi, a seat which was once held by prominent Gandhi family members like Sanjay Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and then Rahul Gandhi, until Smriti Irani unseated him. Another shocker for BJP is the Faizabad constituency, the constituency, which is at the center of the temple politics. Courtesy Ayodhya was given an edge to the Samajwadi Party in the Lok Sabha election result, and BJP, who was aiming for a hat-trick from the key Uttar Pradesh seat, faced a setback even after Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Ram Mandir in the temple city of Ayodhya, which falls within the Faizabad Lok Sabha constituency. And remember, this was also seen as a key election issue, given that it happened in January, just months before the general elections in India. Another thing to note here is that, if you remember correctly, the opposition India alliance had boycotted this consecration ceremony, saying that it's not a national event, it's actually a BJP event. And according to the numbers we are getting right now, it seems like the voters agree. Another thing to note here is the strong resurgence of the Akhilesh Yadav-led Samajwadi Party. It is also a major problem for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Uttar Pradesh. 4 of the 5 members of the Yadav family are leading from their respective seats: Akhilesh Yadav, Akshay Yadav, Dharmendra Yadav and Dimple Yadav. And lastly, the magic of Rahul Gandhi in Rai Bareli constituency. The senior Congress leader has surpassed his mother Sonia Gandhi's 2019 victory margin in the constituency. We would like to point out here that Rahul Gandhi stood from 2 constituencies this time. One was, of course, the Rai Bareli seat in Uttar Pradesh, and the other was the Wayanad seat in Kerala. However, the rules of the Election Commission of India suggest that even if you win from both the constituencies, you cannot stand from both the constituencies. All right, to take this further, we are now being joined by political campaign advisor Dilip Cherian from New Delhi. Mr. Cherian, good to see you. We have been speaking to you even before elections, during elections, and of course, you know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi proudly stood for months eyeing the 400 mark that we heard from him time and again. Today, it looks like the BJP will not even hit the majority mark on themselves. To what extent, and if you think it does, dents Modi's image?
I think that there is no doubt the 400 mark was a mark deliberately set too far. Did that impact the elections? The answer seems to be, from most analysts, that itself created a kind of lack of pressure on people to go out and vote. To your question as to whether this will dent the Modi government when it is formed, and if it is formed? The answer is yes, to the extent that it will look like a government that had not achieved what it had promised at the electoral stage. Whether it will succeed will depend a lot on what it delivers in terms of what it actually implements. In terms of the image of Modi, yes, there is a dent, and that is really what the debate seems to be tonight, and that may change altogether by tomorrow if they're able to cobble together what is needed to make for a stable government.
All right. We will quickly tell our viewers, these are some live visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters in New Delhi, where we are being told that the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now arrived and he's expected to make an address to the rally. All right, Mr. Chairman, if we could pick from what you were saying, pick from there. In 2019, India witnessed a Modi wave where many people voted for the BJP because of Modi. They didn't really even understand who they were voting for. Like on the state level, I would suggest they were voting for Modi. We don't see anything close to that happening right now. What went wrong in the last 5 years?
That the tsunami of support in 2019 was a nationalist support. Remember, it happened straight after the Pulwama incident, etc. So, in a sense, the country rallied together to focus on one prime minister, one strong government. Right. The message this time, in terms of the victories that Akhilesh has had, Mamta has had, what we've seen in Maharashtra, is that the country recognizes that it is the sum of a whole bunch of parts. And I think the parts have expressed the feeling that their needs, their aspirations, and their leadership, their choice of leadership is different. So while there is a certain unified large party which has won the largest number of seats, the fact is that the country has said there are other forces, and we recognize that those are part of our polity.
Mr. Chairman, let's read into that through one constituency in India. The consecration ceremony of the Ram Temple happened in Ayodhya this January, awfully close to the elections. Remember, the opposition had boycotted it. Cut to today, BJP's candidate has lost the constituency.
The aspiration of the young voter, the female voter, and the voter who is often the mother of both the young female and the young male has shifted from two things. They recognize that temples are part of their civilizational, cultural, and religious milieu. What they expect a government to do is matters which are not related to this. And they did not want to see the temple as the result of a governmental effort. It is expected, and in India, religion is always a socio-cultural issue. And while kings and queens may have been part of the ritual of creating temples, it was always people who created temples. So I think that perhaps the message that the average voter in Uttar Pradesh, and I understand what you're talking about and the loss in Ayodhya, but the average voter in Uttar Pradesh, the average voter in Himachal Pradesh, in Uttarakhand, etc. Please note that while the BJP has won phenomenally in both Uttarakhand and Himachal and lost very badly in Uttar Pradesh, the percentage of vote lost in many of these places is a story which will be untangled only afterwards when analysis is being done.
Right. You make a fair point there. Mr. Chairman, do you see this as a comeback of the opposition in India?
I think the opposition has a long way to go. It has lots of work to do, but it has had a flying start, as it were, because this is the first time that they've actually cooperated, worked together, and been able to divide seats in some manner of both equity as well as in terms of being able to make sure that cross-voting didn't happen against their own candidates.
All right, then let's take that point further. What lies ahead for the opposition in terms of challenges? Rahul Gandhi just told the media that there is a high-stakes meeting tomorrow where the Congress leaders are meeting with all the India bloc members. So what lies ahead, sir?
I think they will talk. They will agree to be in the opposition. That's my call at the moment. And my sense is that that will be the smart thing for them to do, because the numbers seem to favor having an NDA government.
All right, Mr. Chairman, always good to speak to you. Thank you so much for all those insights.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.